Good morning, everybody. Happy Veterans Day to all of my fellow vets. Just want to say I appreciate you all so much. I'll just share this. One of the most eye-opening things that I remember hearing when I was in boot camp. I went into the Navy and served as a reservist for a number of years. And I remember one of the company commanders, some branches of the service called them drill instructors, but in Navy, they were company commanders. And I remember one of the company commanders, it may have been after we graduated boot camp and we were in like this apprenticeship training. But I remember him saying, if you hurt yourself intentionally, that the military could sue you because you are contractually obligated. They own you. And I don't know if he was saying that to scare us, but I remember how real it got at that moment, saying that the military could sue us if we intentionally hurt ourselves because we were the property of the military for whatever number of years you were contractually bound. So again, I don't know if he said that to scare us, but anyway, it worked. So I think everybody was extra careful about how they treated themselves. So anyway, again, happy Veterans Day to all of my fellow vets, whatever capacity you served in, whatever branch of service you served in, for whatever reason you went in, whether it was for patriotic reasons, you just wanted to serve your country, wanted to get some, benefits for school, take care of your family, it was your career, whatever the case may be. I'm so thankful to all of you who contractually put your lives on the line, or were willing to put your lives on the line for your country. But anyway, so today's video, it's been a while, so hey everybody, hey, thank you for all your support and everything. When I go out to these events, a lot of you show up at the pop-ups, and I'm just so grateful for you because you make the business exist. So if you don't come and you don't buy, I don't have a business. So thank you for all of you that do come out and you support and you help this business to exist. So today I thought I would just bring you behind the scenes for just a real raw look at what it looks like in the day, the day in the life of an entrepreneur. I'm not going to show you every single thing like all day that I do, but I just want to show you what it looks like. So a lot of times entrepreneurs, or business owners, they'll give you all the pretty aesthetics and how everything is cute and how organized and everything the house is or their business space is. And that's really not the case. When you are creating things, when you're working on things, those things sometimes take over your living space, right? And so I just wanted to show you what my day looks like this morning. It's about 9 o'clock, a little after 9 o'clock. Yesterday, Sunday, I had an event. I was a vendor at the walk to end epilepsy. So it was a walk that I was invited to participate in, and it was at one of the local parks. And it was cold out there, y'all. It was so cold. Finally, it's getting cold down here in North Carolina. But it was a nice turnout, and it was so good to see all the people come together, walking for their loved ones, for their children, whomever they were supporting, to to end epilepsy in whatever fashion that looks like. Therapy, treatment, medical, whatever. It was good, and everybody was, very considerate of the park, didn't leave trash and stuff like that. So it was a really, really, really nice event, and I met some great people, got a few sales, and it's always good to meet people. Today, yesterday when I got home, I just put everything away. I typically don't unpack because I'm tired, because it takes a lot to go put those tents up, unfold those tables, unpack your items, display them, get your payment systems up, greet people, make small talk, whatever the case may be, answer questions, and then at the end of the day, take it all down, pack it back up, put it in your car, your truck, whatever it is that you're driving, take the tent down. Those tents are not easy. It really is a two-man job, and the vendors oftentimes are so helpful. There's really a community that's formed. So people might see you struggling, or you might see somebody struggling to put their tent up or whatever, and people just come by and help. So So if you ever thought about going out to a vendor event, if you are an entrepreneur and you were concerned that you wouldn't have anybody to help you with certain things, just show up. You'd be surprised how people will come together and they form community at these events. So anyway, today is kind of a behind the scenes look. I came home yesterday, I rested, I slept, got up, had my devotions this morning. This morning's devotions was in 1 Corinthians 12, looking at the use of spiritual gifts. So there are a lot of spiritual giftings or things that God gives us so that we can operate in the capacity that He's called us to operate in, for His good, of course, and then for the common good, of other believers and other people, because we're one body, right? Many members, one body, right? So this morning I was looking at the different spiritual gifts in 1 Corinthians 12, and got that out of the way, and then I did that upstairs. So when I got downstairs in my workspace, I found some cards that I made back in 2022. I guess I was studying it back then, the use of spiritual gifts. So it's been a good morning just going through those different things, and we need those things. God has given us, the Bible says, everything that pertains to life and godliness, and He's given us gifts, to use, to operate, as I said, for the benefit of the church, for His benefit, for the benefit of other people. No man is an island, right? So we're not supposed to be out here operating by ourselves. So it's a collaboration or a collaborative effort that we should have as people, as believers, and He's given us different things to benefit Him, ultimately to glorify Him. So anyway, did that. Oh, and one thing, I'm going to give a shout out to my friend Holland and something that she heard, I believe she told me by way of Sarita Jakes, is that, it would be a shame, and I'm paraphrasing, to have a gift and never open it, right? Somebody gives you something so beautiful, so elaborate, and you never open it, so you never get the best or the highest use out of that thing. So God has given us gifts, right? 1 Corinthians 12 says just one set of gifts, but there are other gifts that are mentioned in Ephesians 4, if I'm not mistaken, and Romans 12, so there are different gifts. My primary gift, which is in Romans 12, is the gift of exhortation. So if you know me, I'm your cheerleader. I will encourage you. God has given me the wherewithal to counsel people, and so that is the primary gift that I operate in. And there are some others that trail. So a lot of times you'll find that there's one dominant thing that you operate in, and then there may be some other trailing gifts as well. And then sometimes God will just prompt you. There may be something that, like a prophetic utterance or a gift of prophecy. It might not be that you are a prophet, but sometimes He might give you something prophetic to say. So anyway, wasn't meant to turn into a Bible study this morning. So again, I'm just bringing you behind the scenes to what it looks like the day after an event. And I just wanted to show you that, I don't want to say the ugliness of entrepreneurship, but just the labor sometimes that goes into the work. So I'm in my workspace. This is the first floor of my house that I use for storage, for administrative things, just a lot of different things. So today I'm actually just labeling or putting away some labels. I'm doing some organization. So here, just some labels, body butter labels, product labels, things like that. I keep them in a accordion folder, excuse me. So accordion folder has all the different pockets and everything. They don't have labels, but I know where everything is. So I just I make my labels. They often look like this. Oops, after I print them on an 8.5 by 11 size paper, and this has the wrong ingredients on it or something that I've changed, so I'm not using this. I'm getting ready to throw this away. But these are sticker paper. So I order my my paper, excuse me, and see how it comes apart. That's the sticky side here. So I design, print my labels, and then I use a laminating sheet. Excuse me, let me show you. And I used to order labels. I might get back to doing that, having somebody uploading my design and then having someone or a company print them and send them to me. But sometimes they would come and they wouldn't be waterproof, or they wouldn't stand up to the standard that I need my labels to stand up to. And then, or they would scratch easily, so I couldn't use them. So I just started making my own, and that's been working well. But it is time consuming, so I do have to release some of this work to someone else. But anyway, labels, and then I use a laminating sheet. See how this peels off? It's clear. And I put that over the paper, laminate it, cut it out, and this is what it looks like once it's cut out. So see, it has a little shine to it, and that way if it gets wet, it's like the laminating sheet is a protective border, so if it gets wet or oil, it doesn't smear, right? So the label, the paper itself is supposed to be waterproof. That's not always the case. You get water, oil, or something like that on it, and it smears. But if I put a laminating sheet over it, it won't smear. So if you are in business for yourself and you're creating labels, and you haven't found that the paper that you use, your waterproof label paper, doesn't do what you need to do, you can always get some laminating sheets. You can order them from Amazon. You can get them sometimes at Walmart. And this is what I use. I use the Scotch self-seal laminating sheets. All right. Okay. So today is grunt work. I am just filing these labels, as I said. You can see all my labels down here on the floor. I'm just filing them. And I just wanted to show you quickly what it looks like down here, the whole mess, because it's not cute, but I got to get it done. And normally, if I have back-to-back events, I will leave my butters and scrubs and different things that I make in my bins, in my thermal bag, so that they stay cool down here. This is like the first floor of the house, so it typically stays cooler down here, because there's no point in taking them back out, putting them on the shelf, and then repackaging them. But because I won't be at an event coming up, you know, this next week like I plan to. We had a family emergency, so I have to travel this coming weekend. So I'm going to unpack my butters, put them back on the shelves, and so I have space, because this stuff is all over the place and it gets a little messy. But I'm going to show you what it looks like. So these are my bins over here, if you can see them. Let me see where we are. Okay, all right. So all these bins, this is things that I pack stuff in. So here I have like a bin. Let me see here. It's got all my bags. My bag has a QR code, little thank you note, so people can scan it. They can see my little icons for my social media and my social media handle or what have you. So these are little thank you bags that have my information on them. I have little thank you cards that people get when they make a purchase. And again, it has a little thank you with my signature. I got it printed with my signature on it. And then it has a little message, a little thank you message, appreciation, and QR codes. I have some QR codes with my brand colors that lead to Google, my Google business page to leave a review, and also to my website. And then again, it has my social media handles. And then I have, let's see here, business cards. So just a little business card with my name on it. My scripture for my business is Psalms 139:14. You are, and this is just a summary, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. It doesn't say it like that, but that's what I use in my business. So my, I always forget my logo, excuse me. This is a duafe. It's an African symbol, a dinkra if I'm not mistaken. And it just represents a woman's feminine hygiene, beauty, confidence, those different things. So there's a message in everything that I do as it relates to my business, because I feel like my ministry is primarily towards women who may not have the luxury of having a very expensive spa experience, but they could still have products at home that they could use to make them feel just as beautiful as they would if they went to a high-end spa or they were using very, very high-end expensive products, which is not necessarily better for you or have better quality because it costs more. But nonetheless, I like to make sure that people that I minister to through this business are having a beautiful experience. Okay, so the rest of these are just bins over here that have my products and things like that in them. And then, let's see. My shelves are bare right now. So these are my product shelves where I keep everything, all my butters, my scrubs. I have some raw ingredients over there. Let's see. What else I have up here? These are just some fragrances that I have. Let's see if you can see them. Yeah, some fragrances that I have up here. Some, I order like a lot of the little 2-ounce bottles so I can test them. Some of them work well in certain products. So I bought some and I was excited about them. And when I made them in the butters, it was so faint that you couldn't smell it. And I wasn't happy about that. But anyway, so I use different companies that I order from because I get different, you know, they don't all carry the same thing. So, more raw materials right there, some salts, citric acids, magnesium flakes, oils. Everything is not down here. I have some things in the kitchen, but I'm not taking y'all to my kitchen today. Let's see. And then workspace. And like I said, I came home yesterday. I didn't feel like doing much of anything. So I have to reorganize and stuff. So I've been just decluttering as well. So my little workspace with my printer. Let's see, we can see that printer, thermal printer. So this one, the small one I use right here. Can we see it? Okay, that's the big printer. And this one is the thermal printer. So that one I use for labels, making labels, things like that. Mailing labels, shipping labels. Little storage area here. Let's see what else we got over here. Bean bag, because sometimes I just need to sit on the bean bag. And then my daughter works down here too. She is homeschooled, and so she works down here. She likes to sit on the bean bag when she's working. And more raw materials over here. So different botanicals that I put in the scrubs, like cranberry seeds we got right here, orange peel. And we can see all that. I'm behind the camera, so I can't. I'm hoping that I'm getting a good angle. What's this? Oh, okay. So I was going to work on some, and I may do that at some point. I have so many different things that I want to do. So I was beginning to work on some hair products. And I'm realizing that you can't do everything well, especially all at once. So my focus right now is just on the butters and things like that. And then eventually I'll get back to doing the hair products. And hopefully in the new year, I'll be doing some candles. So I'm going to learn how to do candles as well, because that's something I've always wanted to do. But I got some raw materials to work on some hair products. And this is chebe powder. So this is known for growth. It's an African powder, I want to say from East Africa. I have to study a little bit more, but it is known for beautiful hair growth. They're really, really promoting hair growth. I don't know what this is. Oh, charcoal. Okay, so that was something I was using, I think, in scrubs, some activated charcoal. So these are like raw botanicals. I try to keep everything organized, separate. These are, let's see, amla powder, which is another powder that's good for hair, and fenugreek seeds, another seed or botanical that's good for hair. So some things that I was getting for hair, and you'll find the things that you use for hair and skin are a lot of the same raw materials, which makes sense. So, you know, more botanicals. I'm gonna scan so y'all can see it from this view. It is a mess, but we're gonna disassemble everything, put everything back on the shelves, because I won't be at the event that was coming up on November 16th. I had to cancel, so I'll make sure I post that so that you know, you won't show up there looking for me, but there'll be other vendors there, and that's at Novant Health. But anyway, we're gonna disassemble this. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do today, but it goes by pretty fast. It looks like a whole lot, but once I get it all out of the bins and put it back on the shelf, it'll look organized again. So that's kind of a behind the scenes of what it looks like when you just have work to do. Like I said, it's not always pretty, but you know, you do what you got to do, get it done, manage things as you go. So, all right, that was it for this morning. I guess that was just a pep talk to anybody that's out there that feels overwhelmed, because when you look at sometimes the work that you're doing, and excuse me, excuse it if you can hear the sound in the background, they're out there taking care of the lawn and stuff like that today. But it looks overwhelming, but give yourself space, give yourself grace. You know, don't try to do everything all at once. Do what you need to. If you need to take a nap, step away from the stuff, leave it on the floor. It's not going any place. Come back to it. You know, don't overwhelm yourself, right? The most important thing is that you got out there, you started your business, you're doing, you know, what you need to do. And it's not going to look pretty all the time, but pretty doesn't have anything to do with possibilities, right? So it might not look pretty, but all things are possible, right? So you get out there, you do what you need to do, be willing to make mistakes, be willing to grow through the process. I think at some point I'm going to do a video on getting out there as a middle-aged person, right? So I think sometimes we think that we hit 40 something, 50, and we can't begin again, and we can't start again. We can't get out there and be willing to learn something new, follow our dreams. No, it's not too late. So I think I'm going to do a video at some point on I don't know if there'll be pitfalls that we put in our own minds about starting again or pursuing things once you reach middle age. That'll come later. But today was just kind of a behind the scenes, showing y'all what it looks like sometimes, you know, in the messy space of entrepreneurship. But anyway, that's it. I'm starting to ramble now, so it's time to end this video. So y'all have a wonderfully blessed day. I hope that all is well with you. Praying for you. Love you much. Have a good day. Bye.